Greetings everyone, Tarot from the Divine here. I hope you all are doing well. Let's see here. Okay. And I hope that you all are having a good week. I'm here with the reading for this week, which would be actually yesterday, the 18th through the 25th, Saturday. So I hope you all are having a good start to your week, and we're going to see what energy is going to come out for this next week. And we're just going to do this there. Okay, Spirit, what's the energy that collective needs to know about? So the first thing we have is house. So that could be family, or it could be an actual house. What's the next thing? And remember, I'm going to do 5 cards. And so it'll be past, past, present, future, future. And the cards closest to the present are the immediate past and the immediate future. And then the furthest away is more distant. So what else, Spirit? What does... Okay, we have concern. So there's family concern, or concern about a house. Then we have wealthy man. That's in the present. Okay, what about the future, Spirit? The immediate future, incoming energy. Distant horizons. And then one more card for the distant future, or more of a final outcome type. Okay, and this is in the reverse. Great fortune. Now, I don't usually take these in the reverse, but the way it flipped out, I'm going to go ahead and leave it that way. All right. Okay, Spirit, what about this house energy, or the family that's in the distant past? What about that? Okay, we have the moon and 6 of Wands in the reverse. So the moon is about some secrets, something being done in secret, past energy, so something was done. And then 6 of Wands in the reverse is being focused on your appearance or the perception of others. You know, what do others think about you? So done in secret. So maybe you're doing something in secret to improve your appearance to others, or someone is. I'm not saying that it's you, collective. Page of Coins. So a new job. So perhaps someone did something to change their appearance, or they're putting on an act in order to get this new job, which, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can come back to haunt you in the future if, you know, it turns out to be an outright lie. I'm not talking about wearing a wig to improve your appearance or something. I'm talking about, you know, just putting on a completely different persona. And maybe you have to do that. You know, actors and actresses do it all the time. So, you know, there's no judgment. And this flipped out as well, Temperance, but it was already turned over. So I'm going to put it back in, and we're going to see if it comes back out. Okay, anything else about that, Spirit? So someone got a new job and they possibly changed something to get that job. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So yeah, exaggerated. They exaggerated something. So maybe on their resume, instead of, saying they graduated from high school and have a little bit of, maybe they went to a trade school or something, maybe they're saying that they have a master's degree or a bachelor's degree or something in whatever, and they made up some credentials. That would be an example of exaggerated expectations. So somebody exaggerated something, and with it being in the reverse, it might be being found out. Or they're trying to change their fate. Maybe that's what it is. They're trying to change their fate. Okay, anything else on that one, Spirit? Okay. We have the Tower in the reverse. So yeah, there is something going to happen. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be a sudden change or a sudden impact. So something could be happening. I don't see anything that's a revelation yet, but something, this change of whatever you're doing is going to cause a sudden change. So maybe you're going to run into somebody from your past that's going to, upset the apple cart for you. I don't know yet. Let's see, anything else? So we're on the fence. King of Coins. Now, kings are about results. They want results from from whatever actions are being taken. And coins is pentacles. So this is someone who is good with money. They get results with money. Then we have the Eight of Coins or the Eight of Pentacles. Someone demonstrating their abilities. All right. So there could be, the Tower could be that someone has to demonstrate, they have to kind of like put up or shut up. Whatever they've said, now they're having to show it. Okay, what about this concern, Spirit? Okay, we've got the World. So success, someone is concerned that the world is an ending, a cycle that's ending. So there's something that someone has had success at, but it's coming to an end, and that's concerning. What else, Spirit? Okay. Got Temperance in the upright. I told you, I wanted to see if it would come back out. There's introspection, balance, and then the Two of Cups in the reverse. So there's an imbalance in a relationship, possibly in a family relationship, that is causing concern, and that cycle is coming to an end. And with the Temperance, things are going to get balanced out. So things have been out of balance, and possibly because of this, I don't want to say lie, and I don't want to say untruth, but this exaggeration. So maybe somebody exaggerated something and now it's affecting the family. Four of Coins. So protection of assets. The 4 is about structure and stability. So someone wants to protect their assets, the structure, the stability of the family. And then we have the 6 of coins in the reverse. So this is talking about possible bad investments. And the 6 is about harmony and communication. And in the reverse, so someone may have been doing investments or something without consulting with whoever they're supposed to consult with, or maybe it's a family thing that you consult with your family members before you make an investment, because other family members might have experience in investing, or there might be an attorney in the family, or something like that. What else, Spirit? So this exaggeration, someone may have said that they had more money than what they had, or that they were making more money than what they had, or they exaggerated a financial document or something in order to get a house. The house doesn't necessarily mean family, although I am taking it that way. It can also mean a house. And they could have exaggerated something in order to get a house, and now they're having to, maybe the payments went up, and now they're having to come up with money, and they're in concern because, this cycle is coming to an end. So maybe they have like a balloon payment, and that's coming up. Okay, so since there's a lot of people in the collective, and it is a collective reading, I do have to explore these other avenues. So it can be family, and these family issues, or it can be a house. Someone exaggerated something in order to get the loan, and now that they have the loan, something's coming to an end, and it's very concerning. It has to do with money, bad investments. They could lose their house over the bad investments. Maybe they put their house up as collateral, or they took out a second mortgage or something, and now these mortgage payments are coming due, and they're in concern, and they don't have the money for it. Anything else, Spirit, about this concern? Okay, let's move on to this wealthy man. This is the current 2 of Wands. So this is a partnership. So someone is looking to talk to a wealthy man about their financial situation, and this person is going to give them good advice on what they need to do. Now, whether they take it or not, but the advice will be there. Okay, so it's this card. We have Death in the reverse. So someone's unable to let go of something, even though they're going to receive good advice. They're not going to be able to let go, or they're unable to let go of whatever this exaggeration is, because this could be what is bringing down the tower, or it will increase the effects of the tower. The tower may have already started, and they're trying to avoid it. We've got a Queen of Wands in the reverse, so someone is this person is, a queen is about feelings, relationships, and self-expression. Could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's about goals, creativity, and passions. And they're being demanding and possibly overbearing. So it's like, and that's a result of this exaggeration that they've put on. They feel could be they feel a little bit trapped. And so in order to keep up their facade, they are becoming overbearing and exaggerated, demanding in order to keep up this facade. You know, how people get when they're, you know, the more wrong they are, the louder they are. That's kind of the picture that I got. Then we have the 9 of coins. So it's overcoming hurdles and obstacles and receiving recognition for doing that. You know, getting financial stability, which is what they want, but they're going about it in a demanding way. So it's like they're going to this wealthy man for advice, but then they're kind of telling them how they're going to do it, you know. What else, Spirit? Okay. What about this distant horizons? What's on the distant horizons, which is immediate future? I know it says distant, but it fell in the immediate future. So it could be something that someone had planned for back when, and the distant horizons is currently arriving. We've got the 5 of Swords in the reverse. So there's some sort of conflict, possibly a power struggle. Yeah, instability, conflict, and change. And it's affecting thoughts, communication, and logic. So someone may be, you know, having an illogical power struggle. Doesn't make sense until you look back at it and you go, oh, you know, they exaggerated this and now they're in concern. They're having to consult someone, but they're unable to let go of what's going on here, and so they're being, you know, adamant and demanding, and now there's a power struggle. Someone's confused. What else, Spirit? Okay. King of Cups in the upright. So it's Cups is emotions, relationships, and spiritual matters. And the king is someone who has their emotions in control. And they want results. And, you know, they're about practicality and, you know, how to resolve a situation. So someone in the immediate future is wanting to resolve this situation with this power struggle. And they're and why it's so emotional. Okay, we've got the 10 of Coins, which is it could be a joint finance or important financial decisions. It can also mean the end of, you know, a certain financial cycle. Doesn't mean that, you know, you've made all the money you're going to make. It just means the end of a certain financial cycle where you can start a new one, you know, and make more money, or you're going off on a different venture to make other money. Okay? But I get the feeling this is important financial decisions that need to be made based on this wealthy man's advice. And this person cannot let go of the past because that's where their exaggeration comes in. And if that is found out, then the tower is going to hit, or it has hit. And they may be going through a personal tower that they are not letting other people see, and they're trying to keep it a secret. And then we have the Six of Cups. Yeah, living in the past. Nostalgia, living in the past, trying to keep this past. They have to bring it with them because they can't let it go, because then everybody will find out and they'll be too embarrassed. And then we have the Devil. Yeah, there's some sort of negativity, something in this past that is holding them back. And until they let it go, and that's been my daily readings for the past 2 days, the past 2 days too, is that someone has something in their past that they are not letting go of. And it's holding them back. And it's going to continue to hold them back until they can release it. We've got the Three of Coins, learning and developing new skills and abilities. So, and the 3 is about, growth and teamwork. So working together with someone to achieve that, getting your new skills and all of that, you have to work with someone. Okay, what about this Great Fortune in the reverse? See how this is all kind of leading up to that? They're not going to be able to get anything until they release and come clean about what they exaggerated about in the very beginning here. What about this Great Fortune in the reverse, Spirit? What do we have on that? The Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, sorrow, and pain. So what they've been working towards, this Great Fortune, may not happen. They've been working towards this, but they betrayed, they lied about something, or they exaggerated to something in the very beginning with secrets, and now it's just breaking down and breaking down. They can't take this person's advice, or they won't take this person's advice because they're stuck in the past. They can't let anybody know because it will show their true colors. And so now, it's heartbreak and pain. And the Great Fortune is out of reach. What else, Spirit? Oh, threw one on the floor, of course. We've got the Sun. So yeah, illumination is coming. They're going to be found out. That secret is going to come out. And we have the Eight of Wands. Information is going to come to light. And it's going to come in fairly quickly. Eight of Wands is one of the fastest cards in the deck as far as energy. What else, Spirit? So yeah, we've got the Moon. Started out with the Moon over here, and we're ending up with the Sun over here. So all this in between, all of this trying to cover it up, it's going to be exposed. It's going to come to light. And information is going to come out. What else, Spirit? Got the Queen of Swords. So someone is going to someone's going to cut through. And this queen could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, an air sign. Thoughts, communication, and logic. So someone's going to cut through and see with the illumination and the information coming in. Someone's going to cut through and see the truth. And, you know, the Queen of Swords is notorious for, you know, cutting whatever they need to cut out of their life in order to regain their balance and in order to keep their life in order. So there's possibility that this person will be cut out. What else, Spirit? Okay, we've got the Two of Swords. Yeah, a decision. Someone hasn't been able to make a decision. But they will be able to make that decision once that information comes in an illumination. And Two of Coins. So a change of job. They may be, they may be cut out. They may have to get another job. And then the Seven of Cups, they're still trying to cast illusions and confusion in order to keep the decision from being made. Anything else? Okay. So let's see what else is going on. I mean, it's pretty clear. You know, somebody exaggerated something. It causes concern. They're consulting with a wealthy man. This is present energy. Then in the future, they're not able to let go of their past. And they are, you know, there's going to be a power struggle, and someone's going to be cut out. Decision is going to be made because illumination is going to happen. You know, their secret is going to be found out. And it is always better if your secret, if you reveal your secret when you know that tower is coming. If you just go ahead and reveal the secret, then that lessens it. And plus, you know, it shows on your part that you are going to try and, you know, okay, this is what I did. You know, you're admitting what you did, and then you can work on it from there rather than trying to cover it up. Toxic. Yeah, this was a toxic situation, a toxic idea. What else, Spirit? Okay. What about this concern? Okay, they know that they messed up. Could be that they were doing drugs. You know, and doing drugs doesn't necessarily mean doing illegal drugs. You know, it could be a perfectly legal prescription that they're hooked on. And maybe that's their exaggeration, that they didn't do drugs, and then now they've had to go through a drug test. You know, there's a bunch of different scenarios out here. Only take it if it fits. You know, only if it resonates and if it fits. So don't try to make it fit. And then if it doesn't resonate, then hey, I hope you're enjoying the reading. It's for entertainment purposes only. So yeah, this wealthy man is giving the advice. They better check themselves. You know, the saying, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, this is the example. They're wrecking themselves. What about this distant horizons? Okay, keeping you a secret. So someone is keeping a secret, they're trying to keep a secret. When it says keeping you a secret, usually that gives me the indication of an affair, but I'm not picking that up anywhere else, really. So keeping you a secret could also mean possibly an alter ego, a different identity, which is what I first said over here, being somebody different at work and presenting yourself differently, completely different than you are at home, which people do it all the time, and there's nothing wrong with it. But they lied about something or misrepresented something, and the truth is going to come out, and it's going to cause chaos in their life. And I'm getting spiritual burps like crazy, so pardon me. What else, Spirit, about this? Great fortune in the reverse. All right, we have throwing away, getting rid of, and tossing out. So that could be the Queen of Swords, throwing away, getting rid of, tossing out. Once the illumination comes, then that person's going to be cut off. And then we have emotional intelligence. It flipped out in the reverse, so someone may not have emotional intelligence, but I'm going to go ahead and take it in the upright, because the emotional intelligence can also be, this Queen of Swords seeing the truth and utilizing that emotional intelligence to sever whatever ties need to be severed. So let's see what the angel guide has. We'll pull one of the angel guide cards. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening to my reading. I hope it resonates with some of you. I hope it is good entertainment for others of you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. And let's see what we're going to get here. We have power and intention. So, when you align your intentions with the highest good and act with love and consideration, your power is intensified. When you draw this card, your angels are drawing close to remind you of this. You have the capacity to be a leader and a guide at this time, and you are being encouraged to align with love and the highest good so that you act from the heart. Often when power arises within, we can find our ego gets louder, and this is because it wants us to be limited and to question or even stifle our growth. And that could be what happened back here, is someone's ego became louder and caused them to, exaggerate on something. Don't let it hold you back now. Call in your angels and invite them to help you listen closely to the voice of your soul so that you can move forward powerfully and effectively in a loving way. And this wealthy man can represent, your soul, your angels, your guides giving you advice Doesn't have to be a physical wealthy man. You've sought out advice. Okay? Angels are encouraging you to reconnect with your initial ideas and intentions for whatever you are thinking about at this time, or even for your entire life. Often we have an initial intention, and then over time our ideas change. The universe is still responding to our initial intentions, though, because we have let them go, and when we let go, we let God. So, if you are confused about how to move forward at this time, you need to recognize that you are a powerful being with influence and potential. Have a clear conversation with God and your angels about your intentions, and recognize that what is unfolding at this time has the power to allow you to live your life from a space of pure potentiality. So that is, that is accepting what has happened in the past and letting go of that, taking the advice and moving forward so that you can live a more fulfilled life and not live on a lie or an exaggeration. And like I always say, these cards can change. Okay, the past cards even can change. Not as much as the present and the future, though. This is the basis of the situation. This is the current situation, and this is what can happen. All right, you can change what can happen. It's always up to you. It's always changeable. These cards are not set in stone. So, and if you want, you can save this video and revisit it in a year and see what has changed based on the actions that you have taken from the advice that you have received. So that's your reading. Thank you all for being here. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. And hey, until next time, have a great day.